A 100 rupee item has exposed India's foreign policy. A critical commodity of everyday use has revealed the failure of Indian diplomacy. The case of the missing LPG cylinder shows what is wrong with India's foreign policy in a nutshell. First, let us look at the chronology. US and Israel attack Iran. Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz. Several ships in the region get stuck, including at least 22 ships carrying over 3 lakh tons of LPG for India. You heard that right, 22 ships, not 2. Indian LPG consumers start feeling the pinch. Restaurants become the first ones to ring the alarm bells, worried about the squeeze in supply of commercial LPG cylinders. Several restaurants, canteens, dhabas, and even food carts were forced to shut down. Then the crisis reached our homes too. The price of an LPG cylinder was hiked. Many customers reported denial of cylinder booking requests. Government initially denied reports of shortage, but eventually admitted that the crisis was real.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, भारत में बड़ी मात्रा में कच्चा तेल, गैस और फर्टिलाइजर जैसी अनेक जरूरी चीजें हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट के रास्ते से आती है। युद्ध के बाद से ही हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट में जहाजों का आना जाना बहुत चुनौतीपूर्ण हो गया है। बावजूद इसके हमारी सरकार का ये प्रयास रहा है कि पेट्रोल, डीजल और गैस की सप्लाई बहुत ज्यादा प्रभावित न हो, देश के सामान्य परिवारों को परेशानी भी कम से कम हो, इस पर हमारा फोकस रहा है। हम सभी जानते हैं, देश अपनी जरूरत की 60% एलपीजी आयात करता है। इसकी सप्लाई में अनिश्चितता के कारण सरकार ने एलपीजी के डोमेस्टिक उपयोग को प्राथमिकता दी है।
Before moving ahead with the rest of the video, if this got you thinking, you know what to do. Do subscribe to the channel and like and share this video. Now, this LPG crisis is not unfolding in isolation. In fact, it has had a domino effect. First came panic buying. People started booking additional cylinders even when they had reserves at home. This further compounded the crisis. Then people started thinking of alternatives. Many suddenly started buying induction stoves. Lakhs have been sold so far. In fact, now there are fears that this might have led to a rise in power demand. Meanwhile, the government too started pitching alternatives. Restaurants were allowed to run their kitchens on coal and wood. This will certainly lead to a rise in pollution, but that is nobody's priority. The middle class is managing in many ways, but for the poor, this has become a full-blown crisis. Millions of migrants in India do not have LPG connections. They buy it in black, and prices in the black market have gone up exponentially. The cost of 1 litre refill has gone up from 100 rupees to 500. A 14-kilo cylinder that used to be sold for less than 1,000 rupees in Delhi is now being sold for about 5,000 in black. And now reports are coming in of what looks like a repeat of what happened during the COVID lockdown. Migrants are returning to their villages. Migrants working in the textile factories of Gujarat's Surat say that gas is not available, and whatever little supply is there in the black market is unaffordable for them. Many say they're not being allowed to use wood, so they're leaving the city and going back to their villages. In Surat, several factories have been reportedly forced to shut down for a day or two as a result. In another Gujarati city of Morbi, ceramics industry has also been heavily impacted, and many units have been shut down for a month. Now the million-dollar question, where does foreign policy figure in all of this? Sure, the LPG crisis in India is the result of the US and Israel's attacks on Iran, in which India did not have any role to play. But the crisis has stemmed from Iran's decision to block the passage of India-bound LPG-laden ships. Now, why would Iran do that if it had a favorable opinion about India? And why would it not have a favorable opinion if Indian diplomacy was successfully at work? If our diplomacy was indeed at work, then why could we not get Iran to clear the 22 vessels bound for India in the Strait of Hormuz? This came up in India's parliament as well, and this is what Congress MP Rajiv Shukla had to say about it in the Rajya Sabha.
और ये संकट जो है लगातार जो है बढ़ता चला जा रहा है। उन्होंने कहा झंडा लहराते हुए एक फोन पे जो है जहाज निकल गया, तो 2 ही शिप निकले हैं, 22 शिप अभी अटके हुए हैं। लेकिन ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि ये शिप अटके क्यों, क्यों ही अटके, अभी तो देखना पड़ेगा। 80 साल बाद अचानक की नौबत कैसे आई? इतने इस देश में प्रधानमंत्री हुए, किसी के जमाने में नहीं अटके। हमारी नीति ऐसी थी कि सबसे दोस्ती, किसी से झगड़ा ना, हमारे जहाज रुकते ना कुछ होते। अब ये एक नया शुरू हुआ कि हमने वो विदेश नीति पूरी तरह से उलट दी। अब हम ऐसे चले गए कि हम बिल्कुल जो है इजराइल के ब्लॉक में शामिल हो गए, उसके गुट में शामिल हो गए।
Like Shukla, many foreign policy analysts say that India's approach to the Iran war has been disappointing. They have criticized the fact that India did not condemn the US and Israel's attacks on Iran in the middle of talks. I made a video earlier in which I spoke to senior journalist Sanjay Kapoor about this. This is what he said.
And India is somehow coming under pressure to support Israel. In fact, if you remember the Prime Minister's his speech in the Knesset, he said this the father of motherland. I don't know what it really means, but it was really a shame, we as of 1.4 billion people, to suck up to something which is only 7 million people, and people who have been living at the mercy of United States of America. As John Mearsheimer keeps on saying, that they give an impression of doing more than they actually do, and similarly for India, they end up giving an impression that they are far more durable for India than the other countries of the world. But that's not the case. I think what has really gone wrong with India is that the moral underpinnings of foreign policy has got knocked off. We're no longer talking in terms of moral sense. We are talking more in terms of strategic autonomy. It doesn't have a moral component. It's supposed to uphold strategic interests, and that is what is national, their personal interest and national interest. But that is what is causing a great amount of discomfort to India. You might lose, but if you take a moral stand, then there is a great satisfaction that you're strong. But we are just trying to be on the right side of whoever is in power. That's really worrying.
Modi's trip was seen as a ringing endorsement of Israel, coming as it did just on the anvil of Israel's attack on Iran. Listen in to that part of Prime Minister Modi's address to the Israeli parliament that Sanjay Kapoor was referring to.
Honorable members, there was movement from India to Israel too, when many Indian Jews migrated to Israel in the mid-20th century. Today, a vibrant Indian origin Jewish community lives here. They are contributed to the building of modern Israel in laboratories and hospitals, in classrooms, and also on the battlefield. They hold firmly that Israel is their fatherland and India their motherland.
Congress MP Rajiv Shukla also referred to the Prime Minister's comments in his speech in the Rajya Sabha.
अब हम ऐसे चले गए कि हम बिल्कुल जो है इजराइल के ब्लॉक में शामिल हो गए, उसके गुट में शामिल हो गए। और जो है वो सबीर भाटिया, जिसका हॉटमेल होता है तो बहुत बड़ा आईटी का है अमेरिका को, उसने एक लाइन लिखी ट्वीट में अपने कि आई एम स्टिल नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डज इट मीन दैट इंडिया इज ए मदरलैंड एंड इजराइल इज ए फादरलैंड। इसका मतलब क्या है, वो अमेरिका में बैठे भारतीयों को नहीं समझ में आ रहा। और वो विजेंद्र सिंह, आपके लोकसभा बीजेपी में लोकसभा सदस्य विजेंद्र सिंह जी, अब नहीं है बीजेपी में, उनका हरियाणा में भाषण हुआ भी, वो भाषण आपने सुना, वो सब सोशल मीडिया पर बहुत वायरल है। उन्होंने गांव के लोगों की सभा थी बहुत बड़ी, उसमें कहा कि भाई इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि बापू तेरा इजराइल है, मदरलैंड मातृशक्ति तो हमें, और बापू इजराइल। ये यहूदी हमारे कब से पूर्वज हो गए? हम वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के व्यक्ति थे, हम सबके पूर्वज और पुरखे थे। भारतीय ऋषि, भारतीय संत, महात्मा वो पूर्वज थे। यहूदी हमारे कब से पूर्वज हो गए और बाप हो गए? इसका अर्थ क्या? ये भाजपा को स्पष्ट करना चाहिए।
Even after the war started, India has been seen to be silently more on the side of the US and Israel. India did not condemn the attack on a school in Iran, in which more than 100 school-going girls were killed. India also did not condole the assassination of Iran's then Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei for several days. So that leads us to the biggest debate going on in India right now. Should Indian foreign policy be entirely devoid of a moral component? Surprisingly, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has defended the government, arguing that India's silence is responsible statecraft and not moral surrender. But RJD MP Manoj Jha has written a rebuttal in which he has argued that India's moral capital was always built on speaking up, not hiding behind strategic caution. Which side are you on? Share your answer with me in the comment section. I hope you found something to think about in this video. If you did, press the like button, share the video in your social and professional circles, and do subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I'm Charu Kartikeya, and you're watching In Context.